Today we will be talking about hands-on teaching. The definition of hands-on learning is learning with the use of active involvement. This is important as teachers can teach students how to apply concepts, think on their own, and work with others. This can help students better understand concepts as they're asked to do it beyond just a worksheet. It also provides different types of reinforcement which add sense elements, or in other words, instead of only doing it on a worksheet, they can use their other senses such as smell, touch, hearing to better understand and cement. The first example or way to use hands-on teaching is through experimental labs. These are labs whose purpose it is to teach a concept through trial and error. It teaches students how to reach an answer logically and teaches students to think on their own. The whole idea behind this is that students can reach an answer without being given all the information beforehand. An example of this is when trying to find velocity through testing and measuring without knowing that you're going to end up with a universal equation that the teacher could have just given you in the beginning. But by going through these steps, you better understand and learn the process of how you got to the answer. Another strategy for hands-on teaching is instructional worksheets. These are labs or activities that follow a worksheet given to the students, often done in groups. The idea behind this is that the students can follow step-by-step procedures given as a worksheet instead of listening to a teacher. It teaches students to work in a group and allows students to work on following written step-by-step instructions. This can also help later on with test taking, as students will be better at following simple instructions on paper. An example of this is if a teacher were to tell their students they need to build a paper airplane and give them step-by-step instructions on a piece of paper without much more information to go off. Hands-on teaching can also work well with group projects. These are projects such as presentations or dioramas created by a group of students. It teaches students how to work with others and allows more perspectives to influence the final product. An example of this is a group PowerPoint presentation about a certain drug for health class. One of my favorite types of hands-on learning are class discussions. Class discussions are a time set apart in class for students to discuss a topic together with the purpose of giving different perspectives or producing an answer together. This allows and/or forces students to form and defend their own opinions. It also shows students different sides to problems. A worldview discussion, which we do in religion class, on school choice tends to cause the class to split into two different sides. This forces people to form strong opinions and defend their opinions in a respectful and kind way. A more specific type of hands-on learning is informational puzzles. This is a more creative way to study terms without a worksheet. It allows students to change up their study habits and creates a fun way to learn. An example of this is in psychology. Our teacher created a puzzle where we had to match psychology terms with their definitions. This ended up forming a shape that showed you that you did the puzzle correctly. A newer version of hands-on teaching is computer-aided design. This is learning through the use of technology. It allows technology-based knowledge to be born and can also be used to teach students a subject while a teacher is working with a different group. An example of this is learning CAD and programming for STEM classes while the teacher is helping the builders or different CAD and programming members. This is a great opportunity given by today's world for people to further their education through the use of technology, online schooling, and programming and design. My physics teacher's favorite type of hands-on learning is application testing inside labs. This is applying information learned in class to real-life situations. It teaches students how to apply what they have just learned and allows students to see and feel what they have learned on paper in action. An example of this is learning that gravity equals 9.8, but then testing the statement to see it happen off the page. This can happen by dropping a ball and figuring out how long and what the acceleration is as the ball reaches the ground. Some teachers, especially in the STEM programs, can use this as a testing mechanism. Students self-critiquing is another way of hands-on learning. This allows students to look over their own work and fix the problems inside of it. It's important because it allows students to see their own mistakes and causes students to be happier with their final product as they fix and change things. It more effectively stops errors from repeating over and over again. An example of this is in a speech class. If a videotape is made of the speech and the student is able to go back, watch the video, critique themselves, they may be able to make their next speech much better, and it will go much smoother. The last hands-on teaching method we will use is the use of manipulatives. This is the use of objects inside the classroom for 3D learning. It is important as it helps students visualize what they are learning. An example of this is how it can help children who are struggling with dyslexia. If a child has dyslexia, they are going to be more successful if they use 3D letters instead of just writing it on a page, as they can both see and feel the letters. This helps them not get B's and D's confused as much.